Hello. All of my fellow goblins. Barnacle back again for another Morrowind Let's Play. This time, we're going to be doing something a little different. I was thinking about doing this playthrough focused solely on quests. So, yeah, every playthrough is focused on quests. Oh, yeah, so not quests. Focused on guilds or factions or whatever you want to call them, or both, or whatever. Or clans. So clans, a house, a guild, a faction. We're going to focus on those things. And what I mean by focusing, I mean, if we're doing the Fighters Guild, we're going to do every Fighters Guild quest we can until we are out-leveled by the quests, right? Like we can't complete it because we're not high enough level. Then we'll switch to another one. And then each episode will be about different quest lines or different factions or guilds, right? So if we're doing Fighters Guild and we get through 12, so then that'll be Fighters Guild Part 1. Even though that may be episode 2 of the series, Part 2 of the Fighters Guild may be episode 12 of the series or even later. So that's my plan. We're not going to do we're not going to do one fighter quest, one mage quest, one thieves guild quest, blah 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 blah, and have a mixture of that. So we're not going to focus on Balmora quests or Satanine quests, well, except for the first maybe this first episode. Then Balmora quests or Vivek quests or Caldera quests or yada yada yada. If we're doing something like Fighters Guild, well, it's going to be Fighters Guild Balmora, then Fighters Guild Vivek, and then Fighters Guild, I don't know, wherever the hell next Fighters Guild is. So that's my plan. That's my first plan. A lot of crazy shit's going to happen in this series. So just to get started, this is my vision of what I'm going to be playing. This is Barnacle Blackmane, right? So as you can tell, he's from his skin tone, etc. He's a Redguard. So he's going to be a Redguard. I'll explain why we're going to use Redguard in a minute. Heavy armor, shield. My original plan, which is why I was drawn up this way, was to use longsword, right? And I love the red and green accents. You'll see that in every single one of my pictures through all the different playthroughs. Those are like I think those two colors really complement armor and leather and things like that, right? So anyway, and steel and whatever. So I've since decided to restrict ourselves. So we're going to stick with long blades, but we're going to change restrictions. And this is a lot harder than I thought it was. I didn't think it would be that complicated, but we are going to switch to restricting ourselves to only use long blades of the type of rapier, a saber / cutlass, depending on which camp you're in, and a scimitar. So in base game, I don't know which ones are in base vanilla game, but we have obviously Tamriel rebuilt, Tamriel data, we have Assassin's Arsenal, something. So we have a couple extra mods. Remember, this is a heavily modded OpenMW channel. So all of my OpenMW Morrowind games are heavily modded. This one has over 500 mods. Basically uses the total overhaul mod list, plus a couple extra content mods that I added in that they haven't added to the list yet. So, but from the same authors, right? Anyway, we're getting off point. So our Redguard, heavy armor, shield, some type of saber, cutlass, rapier, even though rapier doesn't really fit in line with even a saber or a scimitar, but I like the idea of using sabers. or rapiers. I really like the idea of rapiers, although I think rapiers are more of a finesse weapon, and I think I talk about this in the Soraya Indorel playthrough, because in all Dungeons and Dragons and other MMOs and RPGs, a rapier typically is a dexterity weapon, so more of a finesse weapon, right? But anyway, I like the idea. I like the role-playing idea aspect of it. So that's the idea. We're obviously going to go with longbow and marksman. So we're not going to use throwing whatever weapons. And again, another restriction of this playthrough is that we will only be able to use the things that we decided on, or that I've decided on from the beginning. So longbow, heavy armor, shield, rapier, cutlass, saber, scimitar. Throughout the whole game. Nothing extra. Now, the biggest restriction of this whole entire playthrough will be no magic. So no casting of magic, no enchantments, no using enchanted items, no alchemy, and we're going to try no potions. Of course, alchemy is potions, but I originally mean no creating our own potions, right? So no alchemy to create our own stuff, no enchanting to enchant our own stuff, no using enchanted or any type of magic items. So no mark and recall. That means we're going to be running all over the damn place and taking only to be able to take transports. We will not be able to use guild travel. So only boats and silt striders, or running our little asses off everywhere. So yeah, superly restricted combat focused playthrough. Now, obviously, reason why we're using Redguard, we get plus 15 to long blades. Now, I was going to go Nord because I really wanted to play an axe playthrough, a single-handed axe playthrough. I think that would be really good. But because of the extra restrictions of no magic, and we would have only lost 1 point or whatever, 5 points in the weapon category. So that's not really that big of a deal, right? So we could have, in Nords, we could have used axes, Warhammer. I also was thinking about Warhammer or something, but single-handed, right? Not a dual. I don't like dual wielding. Or also what? Spear. Spear's technically two-handed weapon, right? But that's different. So anyway, we went with Redguard. Plus, Redguard actually has 10 bonus stats over the Nord or the Orc, because I would have loved to have played Orc as well for this playthrough. 10 bonus stats across strength, endurance, and agility. So 10 extra points the Redguard has over the Nord and the Orc. Now, this may only be because of the mod that I'm using, which is called Respected Races, which is part of the total overhaul list. That guy actually changed some of the races around, moved some points around or whatever. So it could potentially have to do with that. But regardless, in how I'm playing the game, the Redguard has 10 extra points across, you know, it's just 5 here, 5 there, whatever. But it's across endurance, agility, and endurance, which will be our 3 main stats. Basically, don't care much about the other stuff. Well, you know, we do, but not as our priority. So yeah, this is who we're going to do. Super restricted, no magic. We are going to try to use no potions. So we're only going to be able to heal by resting, and also save scumming. So if the dungeon is too hard for us, or whatever, the battle is too hard, we're going to have to remember to save a shit ton, because we may just have to run away or escape or just turn around and not do that dungeon because we're not ready for it. It's simple as that, right? Okay, so that's Barnacle Blackmane. I think it's pretty cool. I like how that one came out. You know, pretty interesting. I just wish you could do a little bit more with the character creation inside of Oblivion, of Morrowind, but like it's even hard. You can't even get a goatee or nothing or whatever. So our character looks a little janky in the game compared to this guy, but again, this is not Baldur's Gate, so whatever. What else do we need to talk about? Let's see. Display capture's done. Okay, well, actually, I could show you guys, and I usually typically show this when we're doing new playthroughs. So here is what the plan is. That's too much. 125. Okay. So here's what we're picking. We're picking armor or athletics, block, heavy armor, long blade. I was switching back and forth between long blade and axe, or long blade and blunt. We could use blunt just as I mean, that covers a lot of different areas too. Acrobatics, marksman, sneak, speechcraft, and security. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and armor's 10. The green lines are because of what we're picking, and then the X's are what is required within these factions and guilds and houses and blah 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 that require you to advance, right? So an X means at least this skill and whichever other ones are required, and you typically need a total of 3. But usually the third one is like, you only need 5 points or 10 points. So it's not that complicated. So you need at least really truly two good ones. But I went by looking to pick everything to give as many of the guild factions as possible 3 points or 3 key skills, right? So twin lamps, thieves skills, thieves guild, obviously it's thieving skills, right? So security, sneak, and marksman. Well, I threw in acrobatics too, because in Morrowind, in Moratong, again, it's acrobats, marksman, and sneak. Security doesn't count for Moratong. The only other one that Moratong uses is illusion, but guess what? We're not doing illusion. We're obviously not going to wear light armor. We're obviously not going to use a short blade and a long blade. We're only going to focus on one skill, you know, including marksman for long range, because we don't have destruction, right? We're not going to use destruction. We could have went hand-to-hand, but notice hand-to-hand. Nobody cares about hand-to-hand in any of these guilds that we're focusing on. I did switch back and forth between sneak and mercantile. I decided to go sneak because I think more important, since we don't have alteration and we can't use enchanted items, so that means no chameleon, no invisibility, no nothing, right? No mark and recall. That one's gonna suck ass. Okay, so these are all the guilds. As you can tell, there are some columns that are hidden because we are not doing Mage's Guild. No magic, remember? We're not doing House Telvanni. Again, no magic. We're not doing Imperial Cult because magic is required for Imperial Cult. We're not doing the Tribunal Temple because also magic is required for the Tribunal Temple. Or whatever, all those ones focus on, you know, magic, some type of magic, right? I haven't decided. We'll probably have to make the decision, but I haven't decided if Divine Intervention or Almsivi or whatever it's called should be allowed, because that's almost like not arcane magic, but you know, I pray to my God and my God says, yeah, I will help you. So maybe we allow those types of scrolls specific. Something that's really just focused on religious, whatever. So whatever, you know, we prayed to the God of War, whatever. I don't know. Obviously, this will be a House Redoran playthrough. So we spending time in Aldrun. I highlighted House Lalu only because they fit with the skills, but we're not joining House Lalu. Technically, you can join 2, right? You really can. Little glitchy, whatever, but you can. But we're not going to do Lalu. This time, I really want to focus on Redoran. Never, it's always Telvanni or Lalu. Telvanni, Lalu, Telva. We're going to play around with Redoran. Since it's an excise, just add on, that will start first. We could do the Dark Brotherhood, and you can, because again, this is modded. We could join the Dark Brotherhood. I've decided not. Blades is the main quest line. East Empire is, what is this, part of Blood Moon or something, I think. But that's also a joinable guild now. Fighters Guild, Imperial Knights, Imperial Legion. Definitely those ones. The Mortong and Thieves Guild, definitely that. Talus Cult, it fits. And then Twin Lamps, because we'll be rescuing the slaves. And this is also a joinable faction or whatever now. So anyway, that's what it is. Hope you guys enjoy that. I think it's kind of cool. We're almost at 20 minutes. So let's see what else real quick. Let's get in and look at our skill set. So let's close up all this stuff, get it out of the way. And let's check this thing out. So here's what we got. So we chose Redguard. Okay, so again, this is not vanilla. I'm just reiterating. So this is natural character growth and decay add-on. So I created, we're sellsword, right? So Mercenary was taken. A Soldier of Fortune wasn't taken, but I just thought that was a little over the top. So sellsword, kind of like Game of Thrones, right? So basically, we're a sword for hire. No loyalty to anybody except for money. That's how it's going to go. Strength is 60, which is great because we'll start off with 600 carry weight. We don't care about intelligence and willpower. Yes, they do affect some of our skills, but we can do without them. Agility bumped way up to 84 because we took all agility skills, basically. I didn't even realize that that's what we did, but apparently that's what we did. And the way that it reads is it goes by and it tries to decide, oh, well, if you don't have these skills, you're going to lose points here, you know, whatever. So, I guess the formula or whatever. So what it was originally, and I have the screenshot here. Well, it's still open actually. So before we left the census office, this is what it looked like. So we started with 60 strength, 65 agility, and 60 endurance. So because we took the lover down here, we got 25 in agility, right? So that kind of averaged us out. So I was expecting 60, 65, and 60. I didn't realize agility would jump up that high. Intelligence went down a tad. Speed went up, which is great for us. Endurance, we lost 1 point. No big deal. We lost 5. That is 5 HP, though. That sucks. Personality went up and luck went up. So, good, right? Same skills. Cool, cool. All right. Oh, dang. I'd never saved that screen. Damn it. Oh, well. Too late now. I didn't save the screenshot. So, 223 fatigue. We don't care about Magicka. Not even going to do anything with Magicka. The reason we took Long Blade, obviously, because it gives us plus 15. So, we'll be able to hit between that and our agility. We'll be hitting. Our strength will help us with the damage. Well, I guess it doesn't really, right? You swing fast, you get less damage. You hold, you get max damage. I don't know, whatever. But athletics, Redguard, also bonus to athletics, 10 points. Well, is it 10 points or 5 points? Maybe 5 points. But you get 5 for combat, maybe? I don't remember, but regardless, we're at 40. So we want that and acrobatics and to be able to get up pretty quickly because, again, no magic to help us move around the world. So no levitate. We're going to have to jump. So the only way we can jump is to get our acrobats as high as possible. Or we're not going to be able to get to where we need to go. And so we won't be able to complete the dungeon because we can't get to where it is that we need to go. So we'll be training acrobats as soon as we get the points. We have to take speechcraft because we're going to have to talk our way out of stuff, and also maybe to get better selling prices, right? Because one of the mods, don't know which one it is, friends and frenemies or something, I don't know, one of them, everybody hates you basically in the beginning. Everybody. So, I mean, we're talking everyone's persuasion is like at 25 points or something. It makes it hard to deal with things. Some people won't even talk to you. And then now, we can't even shoot them with a charm spell, right? So, we suck. So, we're going to have to pay for training to get this up. We're not going to be able to do much in the beginning. We're only going to be able to shoot them with our bow and stab them with our pointy thing and then run the hell away or hide, right? Sneak and security. Obviously, I got to take all of these as majors instead of actual combat skills because these are important. And we need sneak and security as high as possible to start with. The same with marksman. Otherwise, athletics didn't have to be here, but I was like, well, we'll be able to move around a lot faster. Between speed of 52 and athletics at 40, we're already moving really quick. I think that's good. So we don't have any armor yet. We haven't gotten any armor. I do have. So here's our character in game. Not super great, but I got a silver saber. Yeah, silver saber. I went to the Vsard Dissident Mine or whatever, and then went to Drambarrow and got the Daedric longbow. Nothing else Daedric that we'd want. We could have got the longsword, but I'm not using longswords. I changed my mind. That's what that picture originally was supposed to be, of a Daedric longsword, basically, and whatever. So those are our weapons of choice. We have the Daedric longbow, and I just crashed the game. Which is pretty funny because the game never crashes in OpenMW. Oh, actually, I didn't because I just don't have any menus open. That's the problem. Open. I closed them all. I was like, what? Oh, the game's not working. So we don't even ever need magic opened because we won't be using it. I guess we'll put our map up here. And then we can literally do something like this. So no armor, 600 gold. We're ready to go. With our silver. So again, no enchantments, right? So the only weapons that we can use, well, not the only ones we can use per se, but to kill ghosts and undead and whatever that have immunity to normal weapons, vampires, I don't know, whatever. We need silver, glass, ebony, or Daedric, right? I don't know if gold counts. Does gold count? Because gold is better than silver. I can't find anywhere in writing that says that gold actually counts. So there are some gold weapons in this game. Okay, well, we're at 25 minutes. So I'm just going to end this first episode here. And then in the next episode, we'll get cruising to... I guess we're just going to stay here in Satanin and do the intro quests first. And then maybe some miscellaneous quests that are also in Satanin. And then in episode 2, this would be like episode A. In episode 2, we'll do all the census and excise office quests. And that will be it. Then episode 3, we'll pick one of the major guilds or factions in Balmora, and we'll do those. So maybe we'll start with Thieves Guild, maybe? I don't know, or Fighters Guild. Something that's going to help us. We're not joining Mages Guild, so yada yada, it is what it is. Alright, cool. So save, start, menu. We're saving it here. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy the series. I think it's going to be pretty interesting with no magic. I don't even know if the game is completable without using potions, which is why I'm leaving bot potions only, you know, or from the guild chests, right? Only if for some reason we can't do it, there's no way to complete the game without relying on health potions and fatigue potions too, right? That's gonna suck so much. The only thing we can do is focus on agility, and this agility affects fatigue, right? Or does endurance, or is it both of them? I don't even know. I don't know all the math, really. So check on UESP. They'll tell you what the math is. Yeah, so I think it's going to be pretty exciting. I can't wait to start getting into it and see what we can accomplish. I'm typically so dependent on things like Mark and Recall, Charm, Mages Guild Transport, and then Fatigue and Health Potions out the yin yang. So never really play Restoration as a character, but you know, potions. So all right, again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're going to come along in this journey with me and see what we can accomplish. All right, take care, and I'll see you in episode 1. Bye.